This looks to be Morris Major, or maybe it's an Austin Lancer, I think. I might be wrong. I think like a series, the early model, Morris Major, possibly. It's probably been on the side of the highway for a very long time. No motor in it. So here's an old truck. I'm not sure what type of truck it is. It's very cool. I'd guess it'd be either 40s or 50s era, maybe. I guess an English truck. I'm really not too sure what it is, but six with a flathead by the looks. Some sort of pump. Yeah. That's it, an old truck. This is a Hyundai Elantra. Just out on the side of the highway. You don't see too many of these on the road anymore. It's got an automatic. Someone's taken the converter. That's probably why it's been put upside down. It's not too interesting. Someone's taken the wheels as well. Yeah, that's a little Hyundai. Here's a Ford Falcon AU. Behind me is the tailings of the super pit in Kalgoorlie. This one's just a 6-cylinder automatic, the usual. Nothing too interesting. It's been lit up and the back end survived and didn't get burned. The rest of it was not too lucky. Four-litre Intec motor, 4-speed gearbox. Yeah, that's it. Here's a Hyundai Excel. A very common wreck to find. It's been let up. Automatic model. Yeah, that's about it for this one. Here's a Ford Laser and a Holden Astra. These are a rebranded Mazda 323. Popular car in its day. This one actually might be the Mazda. I think it's the Ford. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's the Ford model. I can't say for sure. Little 4-cylinder and a manual. Oh, it is a Ford. Ford grill. Holden Astra TS. It's been lit up. There's not much left of it. Little hatchback. These are based off an Opel. Well, they are an Opel, they're just rebranded as a Holden. Same goes for the Barina and a few others. Mitsubishi Lancer. Automatic. Not too much left. At least it's not burnt for once, unlike all the other bits around here. I think they're like a 4G63 or something, I'm not sure what it looks like inside. Someone's taken some of the rear hubs. There's a whole lot of wrecks around here. This one appears to be an A82 Corolla. I used to have an A82 Corolla, that's how I can tell. Hardly any of it left. That thing is something else with the leaf springs. And there's yet another car here. Not sure what that is. That's a ute. That's probably, could be an old Holden ute or something. Not too sure. Here's, I think it might be a Barina, but I'm not too sure. Or Viva? Some sort of, could even be like a Daewoo beer or something, I'm not really sure. 4-cylinder manual. Toyota Land Cruiser 100 series. Still got a rhubarb on it. I wonder if this was stolen. Or insurance. Too valuable car to dump in the bush. Petrol. Would have had spotties too. Here's a XF Falcon, or maybe XH, as per usual, rusted out. This one I'm not sure. This one I think might be a Toyota. Like a... well, I'm not sure, I think it's an older model Toyota or something. Yeah, there's not really anything left of either of them. Surprised there's still this much left of the XF. They usually rust even more. Here's a VT or a VX Commodore. Come out in 1998, these. It's a competitor to the AU Falcon. They sold better. This one's got a heavy duty tow bar. First Commodore to have IRS standard. It's automatic. It's a 6. I think with wheels like that it might have been a Berliner, something like that. Here's a few wrecks. Hyundai Excel X3. These are a common car, still sort of are a common car. They sold really well. They're really cheap. Very common wrecks. The lift back. And it's a manual as well. Here's something more interesting, a BMW 3 Series. I think they're an E36 or an E46, I might be wrong on the codes. But it's not the sort of car you see at Common. There's the other wrecks up there. 4-cylinder, I've never actually seen a better one of these. Not sure if it's meant to be in an angle or if it's just because the engine mounts are melted. A lot of Euro cars took their motors. You can actually see down into the cylinder bores and the pistons have melted. Might have been a nice car at one point. Not many. I think this is a Camry. Yeah, it's a Camry. Late 90s model. You can see all the rust because it's been sitting in the salt. And the metalwork lower down just disintegrates. That's what usually happens with cars in the salt lakes. So this thing will rust away a lot sooner than these two if they're just left to sit here. Although eventually they're all going to rust away into nothing. Automatic AP5 SFE I think these had. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, a few interesting ones. The BMW is probably the only real interesting out of these. Now this is an early model Subaru, like the Subaru GL. I think they're called like a GL or something like that, or DL maybe. Basically the sedan version of the Brumby. They actually had the spare tyre mounted under the hood, which is what that bracket's for. Now all drive. That one was manual. As you can see, independent rear suspension, all drive. Pretty fancy for its day. Land Cruiser in the background. Suzuki Swift. As with every other car around here, it's burnt. There's the inside of the transmission valve body. I don't know if the video worked. But yeah, there's a Suzuki Swift. It's been burnt. Ford Falcon ED or EA or EB. One of the first 3 models of the E series. Straight 6. Motors had head gasket problems. This one's got a 4-speed automatic. So the trick is, if you ever rebuild like an EL or an EF motor, you put an AU head gasket in, because they're a lot better. I'm not sure if that applies to the early E series. But yeah, old E series Ford, EA, EB or ED. As with Falcons, it's rusted out. It's crap, I should say. It's a Toyota Starlet. I cannot remember the last time I saw a Toyota Starlet on the road. They used to be a common car, and now they've just vanished. The wheel has been running with a flat tyre for a while. Life. Should be the no life Starlet. Now it's dead. Someone's pulled the motor. There's the remains of the battery. Probably out of it. Had a number plate. Not much left of it. The remains of some sort of ute. Body on frame ute. Not sure, maybe not. Jap car probably. And here's another car over here, and I know exactly what this is. This is an XJ Cherokee. And it would have had a spare wheel carrier. Would have been a sport model with that sort of tyre carrier. That's the frame of it. It's actually completely, body's rusted off the frame. Got a nice rhubarb. 4 litre. Straight 6. Same motor my one had. A really good motor these. This is the pre-update, I think. Yeah, it's a pre-update. All rounded guards. Might even be a 96 model. Yeah, that's a 96, I'm pretty sure. Possibly a... Yeah, that's a 96, that's got to be. Really cool, at least for me. Fiberglass tailgate. Yeah, cheap wreck. Now I think this is like a Mazda 808. Could have even been the rotary model. RX whatever. RX4, I think. It's probably just a 808. I'm not sure. Could be either. Either way, it's beyond repair. That was a station wagon. But nothing left of it. Holden Astra. I think this is called a TS model Astra from memory. It's been lit up and there's nothing left, and someone's pulled the motor as well. This is a sedan model. There was a hatchback model around the other side of this place. Hyundai Elantra, a liftback model, 4-cylinder. These replaced the Elantra model, which was basically they just added an E to the name. I don't know why, but it's what they did. This one was an automatic. There's nothing left of it. There is a VY or a VZ Commodore. Would have been Executive, which is the base model. Fancy sounding name, but that's the base model. Automatic, 3.6 litre V6, nothing amazing. There's another car down there. Can't even tell what it is, but you probably can see it really good on this camera. Check it out. So this looks to be the new model Hilux. It looks like it came down here, got bogged, and someone's flipped it on the roof to get the converter out of it. That'd be my guess. too new to get burnt probably, but it did. Be one of the newer wrecks I've seen. Automatic. Transfer case is melted. Would have been 4-wheel drive model too. Nice rhubarb. Would have been a nice rhubarb. Yeah. Check this out. I've got one wreck here. Half a dozen more over there. Two more there. This is the place I was told about. Okay, so first one, VT Commodore. Someone's painted it up nice. Yeah, 6-cylinder, got a tow bar. It's sort of only half burnt, which is weird. All the wrecks here are burnt. It's got an automatic 4-speed box. Yep. Okay, got a few more wrecks. The Magna. The TE Magna or something like that. Camry station wagon. They had 2 rear wipers, hence the 2 rear wiper holes. Don't see too many of this generation Camry as a station wagon. XV20 I think they're called. Corolla I think. A100 Corolla. People have taken the motors out of all of these. There's a Magna again. That is a Ford Laser or a Mazda 323. I think it's a Ford Laser. It's slightly different styling. That is a VE Commodore, and it's still got a motor, but it's a 6. It is a 6 Allotech, you can see the crankshaft and the rocks, with an automatic, like 5-speed or something like that, or maybe it's a 6-speed, I'm not sure. It's definitely not a 4-speed. I think, going by the remains of this wheel, this was an SV6. Yeah, VE. Even these are starting to get a bit old, so they're showing up as wrecks more often. There's also utes over there. I won't bother filming that. Looks to be like a Ford Courier. It's petrol, carby. Might be a Mazda BT50, but they were basically the same car anyway. Nothing too interesting. Mitsubishi Magna. Automatic. These had a 3.5 litre V6, which this one has. It has a V6 anyway. It's got a tow bar too. Half of a ute. I think it might be a Hilux. Not too sure. It's a manual. It's a 2-wheel drive. Someone's cut the rear section off. Got a torsion bar front. There's a Magna behind it. Okay, Mitsubishi Magna. I think like a TR model or something. This one's a 4-cylinder. And here we got a B series Falcon 6. So either a BA or a BF. We'll find out. BA. Yeah, both of them been lit up, as of most of the cars here. Nothing left of them. I think this might be a Hyundai Ascent. It's a manual 4-cylinder. It's only recently been burnt. Maybe if I got here a little bit earlier it would have still been not burnt. Maybe it was burnt when it was dumped, I can't say. The number plate off of it. Half of a Holden Colorado. It's not too old, this one. Just a cab. I think this is a Corolla, like KE55. It's a coupe as well. This is probably the other. No, this is off something else. This is a much wider car. It's like an old Ute or something. Look at that tree there. You can see all the ground has eroded out from where the old ground level was and the roots are stuck like that. Here is a Ford Falcon AU Ute with the factory Ford rhubarb, and they're actually a really good rhubarb. I've seen them take out some big roofs and the car's been fine. But yeah, burnt AU Falcon Ute. Just a 6-cylinder, nothing amazing. And here, I think this is a Mitsubishi Lancer. Big automatic trans. Not much left of this one either. Have a look at the leaf springs on the Ute. Full on warped in the heat of the fire. It's pretty cool. Holden Astra TS. Burnt. Probably not that long ago either. With no motor. Yeah, there's nothing really left of this one either. First wreck of the Nullarbor, a Toyota Corolla. So I wonder which state this came from, whether it was trying to make it over to the west or whether it was trying to make it over to the east. Guess we won't know. Actually we might know. Does it have a number plate on it? No number plate, can't tell. They never have number plates on. But yeah, I wonder what happened. Looks like it might have hit a roof or something like that. And that ended the little Corolla. There's an automatic. Yeah, not much left of this one. The inside. Surprised no one's lit it up yet. It's good. Second wreck of the Nullarbor. A Holden Statesman VY 6-cylinder. And no one has burnt it, which is nice. It's the inside. A 3.8 litre. Was this a Super 6? This was a Super 6, I think. That is a supercharged 6-cylinder. That's really cool. Pity it ended up this way. Hopefully people don't light it up. But still, Super 6 Statesman. That's probably the most interesting car I've found so far on this trip. I'm filming this terribly. I'm not. Usually I stand closer and the camera doesn't have to go. But yeah, well, just past, what's your name? I don't know, we're about 250 k's out of Norseman, going east. Another Nullarbor car wreck. This time it's a Mitsubishi Magna station wagon. And it's been lit up. Yes was for the political referendum that was held a couple months ago, which means the car's been sitting there on its roof for a couple months. The outcome of that ended up being no, but you can at least tell the time. But yeah, Magna station wagon. Not much to see. But still, another Nullarbor wreck. Someone would have flipped it to get the converters out. Could even be a Verada with alloy wheels. I'm not sure actually. Here's another Nullarbor wreck. Looks to be an old Rodeo. The butcher is that way according to it. I think it's a Rodeo. Someone got a free door out of it. Yeah, not much. Oh, it's not lit up at least, which is good. 410,000 kilometres on the clock. So it's had a decent run. It was a 4-wheel drive too. So it must have broken down and just never made it. A Ford Falcon XA sedan. This has probably been here for years and years and years on the side of Nullarbor. It's a little bit off the road, you can still see it from the road. It's got a cross flow. It's still in there. It's the interior, bucket seats. Pity it doesn't still have the odometer, see how many K's on it. Yeah, not too much. Well, it's still got a decent amount left for a car this age. Spectacular scenery. This is the last model of these X Series Fords. Someone's taken the back end out of the diff. After this they were replaced with the XD, which rusted even more. But they were made out of thinner metal, so that's probably why. This one's full of rust, even being in the Outback. But yeah, XC Falcon. Okay, still on the Nullarbor, and looks like this Magna has come off the road and rolled down the hill or into the ditch. There's bits of Magna all around. It's a 3rd gen Magna, so like the T. What is it? TR, I think. Maybe, no, not TR, the one after that. It's this one anyway. TN or something. So yeah, the whole thing. .5 litre V6 these have, and all the owner's stuff is flying around everywhere. So it looks like inside, tent pegs, so probably campers. Would have been a nice car at one point. Now it's another Nullarbor wreck. I think this is the 6th wreck on the Nullarbor. Here we have the first wreck of South Australia. Not a car, but a caravan. Got everything in the kitchen sink. So it's been burnt out. And there's really not much left of it. I don't know too much about caravans, so I cannot tell you what type it is. It had an oven in it. TV. Yeah, caravan wreck. This is on the South Australian side of the border. Let's see if there will be any more wrecks to come after this. This is Kondoolka Homestead on the old Nullarbor Road. This is the place that is sort of famous of Nullarbor X. That's a Hillman Minx right there. And they've got a whole wreckage yard. The story goes that before they made the new part of the Nullarbor that runs down the coast, this was the old Nullarbor Roadhouse. It's now owned by the government. It's a national park. So hopefully they don't clear everything out. And yeah, all the old cars from the Nullarbor that broke down, they all got towed down here and left, and they're still here today. So that looks to be an old Chev truck, like a maple leaf or something like that. I think it's a Chev. Here's something really old. Got a motor on that. International straight 6 flathead. That is, I guess, 30s. I haven't looked at these yet. This is, as I see them, is when I film them. That's an amazing wreck. There's the old Chev. This, I'm not sure what this is. This is 30s. Look at the old wheel. Very interesting diff. That's an Austin A35 or something. That's a Ford Customline. Yeah, check this thing out. I don't know what this is, but that is so cool. Oh, it's a V8. What out of my head? This would have been something fancy. It looks to have an interesting air filter. I have no idea what this is, but this is cool. Any markings? Made in Canada. This is probably something American. Back in the old days, the American cars were built in Canada that came to Australia due to being in the Commonwealth. Yeah, I'm not sure what this car is. That looks like a Morris 6 MS. That's a Hillman Minx. Ford Customline. You can tell it's, I think there's a Wosley version of that as well. Yeah, Ford Customline here. Oh, this thing actually looks to be a Hillman. I said it was an Austin before. I'm pretty sure it's a Hillman. This thing's got a big V8 overhead. I think there's some sort of American V8. These cars were built in Australia, but based off American models. I think the grills were sort of like a year or two out of date by the time they were released. That's a Holden FE or FC. It's a special model. Let's see if I can tell. FE, this one is. It's a motor, 6-cylinder motor. There's the hood of the Customline. Another FE Holden. This is going to be a long video. Here's a Mini, Morris Mini. A-series motor. The interesting thing about these is the motor used the same oil as the transmission, and it's a transverse mount rather than a regular longitudinal mount. That's pretty cool. There's a FJ Holden. It looks to be burnt. Or it might be an FX Holden 48. It's hard to walk around because you fall into wombat holes all the time. And I'm not used to wombats because you don't get wombats in the wheat belt. There's the FE Holden again, and I can't tell if it, I think it might, oh, I think FJ, just from the tailgate, rather than FX. I would have had fins, it would be FJ. That is an FX or FJ Holden. I think this one might be an FJ as well. Look at that. That's amazing. Still got original grey motor. Or a grey motor, I can't say for sure if it was the original grey motor. Someone's cut the nose off. Hillman Minx. Little carby. Still on it. Be no good now. Don't think there's much good on this. Check out the steering wheel. Let's check out some more. There's a Valiant AP5 or 6. I mean, look at all these. It's going to be a long video. But if you like wrecks, you're going to want to watch the whole thing because there's a lot of wrecks. So this is a burnt Chrysler Valiant AP5 or 6. Which one I cannot say. There's an old truck. I'll stick to the main part of the jar before the battery runs flat on the camera. FJ Holden or FX Holden. The floor has been rotted away. Oh, I'm not sure about this one. Prefect maybe? Don't know. Not too sure on that one. It's pretty old, it'd be 30s here. There's the Holden. It's a Ford. This one, does it have a motor? No motor. I think it might be something like a Prefect or an Anglia. I might be completely wrong. Cars this old, I don't know too much about. So yeah, oh, this one's got a flathead V8. That's pretty cool. Custom line. Here's an Austin A45 Cabriolet convertible. That's pretty cool. All these cars are probably beyond repair. Let's see if it's got a motor in it. Yeah, it's got a motor. I think little A series, I think. Oh, it might not be, I'm not too sure. Still got a radiator. This, what is this? Not too sure what this one is. Four-cylinder overhead cam, or at least overhead valve, not overhead cam, sorry. Plate. Cannot read what it says. This will be 30s. It looks like a homemade convertible. It is really cool. Or a ute, like a buckboard ute. This might even be an Austin or Morris. They used to do this in the old days. They cut down cars, use them as utes. I think it's Austin or a Morris. FE Holden. Would have been a special. It's pretty cool. There's that Ford. This, I think, is a standard. I think. Bonnet's locked. You'll probably look through it anyway, it's so rusty. It's got a motor still, little 4-cylinder. It's a ute. It might be a standard. I think it's a standard. That's a Holden FX or FJ. I think FJ. FC Holden panel van. It's a Ford Customline, I think. No, sorry, that's EK Holden. What am I saying? Valiant. VF, I think. Are those tail lights? Or VE? I think VF. VF XK Falcon. Oh, this is a Squire. These are rare. They only made about 300 of these. They had wood paneling down the side, like a lot of the American cars of the year. A Falcon was originally an American car, just built in Australia. That is a rare car. I wonder if that'd be worth fixing up. Probably not, but gee, that's cool. I've never seen a Falcon Squire. Never. I'm surprised people haven't taken the trim mouldings off of it, because that would be a very hard part to get. EK Holden station wagon. This would have been a special, I think, with the paintwork. Not paintwork. Yes, paintwork. Let's get a better look at the Squire just real quick, because that is cool. Look at that. That is an amazing car. Okay, here is, well, that was the EK with this Ford, I think it's a Ford. What do they call them? I might be wrong. I'm not too sure on this one. No, that's a I've got it on the tip of my tongue. It's not a Ford, it's a, I forget, it's in my head. I'll think of it after I make a video anyway. Still got a motor. It's a very old wreck that's been burnt. Rusted. 4-cylinder. Cab of a burnt truck. It's a Falcon X series. XA, I think. Yeah, XA. Oh, that's a 2-by. That's pretty cool. two-door Valiant hardtop. Wonder if someone's going to want to drag that one back and fix it. FX FJ Holden. That's a Ford Zephyr. That, I think, like, is a Renault. I think it's been burned. Let's have the motor in the back, I think. Yeah, the motor's in the back on that. There's a car right here, little thing. Very old. Inside the Ford. That's a EJ Holden. It's a Zephyr. Another Zephyr. Still got a nice grille on. Someone who's got one of these models will probably want to take that. Probably only wouldn't be much parts left on most of these. It's a EH or EJ Holden. Can't really tell without the grille or the bonnet. You can tell when I walk around the back. I think that's like a standard. That one up there, the Holden EH or EJ. Oh no, this is a Austin Lancer, which is like a fancy version of a Morris Major. It's a Holden EK, no, FB actually, sorry, it's a panel van. That might be a Holden. This is cool, whatever this thing at the bottom is. Fairlane, like the American model Fairlane, like a 58 or something like that. Look at chrome on the side, that's amazing. Pity it's covered up. It's just all been piled together. Okay, that Holden's an EH on top. Something pretty old, I don't know what this is. B30 FJ or FX Holden U. It's a very old battery. It's an FJ. Yeah, that is like a Galaxy or a Fairlane at Ford. That is really, that's probably the highlight. Oh, maybe the Squire. One of those would be the highlight. Fairlane, says on the grille. Half a Holden ute there. FJ or FX Holden on its lid. That one there is an FC Holden. Yet another FJ or FX Holden. A few more down here. Not sure what this one is. I don't know. Not sure. Let's see what these are. Vauxhall. I think that's like a Vauxhall Velox. Oh, and that's another one, they're the same model. They're pretty cool. I've seen them as a wreck, but never seen one of these on the road before. I'm gonna go and film the cars down the back there, and I'll add that part of the video to this one. Okay, coming back to this Valiant VF, I noticed down the side of it, look at the trim mould. You know what that means. Had a look at the back. Pacer. Sweet. Here's a pacer. It's probably worth a ridiculous amount of money. See where the stripes were? I didn't notice it before until I seen the trim on the side. So yeah, Valiant Pacer. Probably the most valuable car here. Valiant Pacer next to a Falcon Squire. Two iconic and rare Australian cars. How cool is that? Part 2 of Kondoolka Homestead. The VE Valiant. It's a slant 6 motor. These are one of the best motors in the world. It's later replaced by the M6, I think in the next model, which is the VF. So yeah, that is a pretty cool wreck. It's got a column shift too. See that? Valiant model, that's the Valiant V. A Wayfarer. Here we have, I think it's a Hillman Minx. Is it a Hillman Minx? Or is it a standard? Holden HT or something like that. It's like an H. What model is that one? HD, I think. A lot of Holdens here. They were a very popular car in the day. Oh, this one's a HR. Someone's been cutting the noses off a lot of the cars, or a few of the cars here. That one's probably an HD and HR as well. Got some old Holden Land Rover. Land Rover because it's the most interesting, at least for me. I've seen a lot of Holdens. There's the Series 1 Land Rover. These have an aluminium body. The same car Leyland Brothers used for the first east-west crossing of Australia. This is cool. This is really cool. I'm used to. There's a Holden FB or EK, which someone has cut the front end and the back off of it. Probably to help fix up other cars, which is fair enough. Otherwise they'll just sit here and rot until the government decides to get rid of them. That is a FC Holden Special. You can tell easily by the two-tone it would have originated from chrome. It's either a FE or an FC. There's an EH. The Holden motor still in the back. That's a red motor. Pretty sure it's a red motor. One more to go. Looks to be an HQ or something. Not much left. This is probably one of the newer models out of all the cars here. Holden HZ. It's still got one of its windows intact that no one has smashed out in however many 40, 50 years it's been. Some old trucks. I think it might be a Leyland or a Bedford, I'm not sure. There's another one there. Second wreck on South Australian soil. Be a Falcon XA6 on West Australian number plates. Seems like the difference between wrecks in West Australia and wrecks in South Australia is they have number plates. But yeah, it looks like it come off the road, hit the tree, and probably wrote it off. Probably hasn't been here too long either. It's unlocked. Here is a Holden Astra rack, still on the Nullarbor on the South Australian side. I think Nadu or Nundu or something. Ecotech. Someone's pulled the rocker cover off. Yeah, these are based off an Opel Astra. I think they're German made, I'm not too sure actually. They're European, but I think they were made in Germany. Lift back, this is like the fourth one of these I've seen on this trip so far, but this is the only one I've seen that hasn't been burned. So these might have a common problem of breaking down on the road, because they're common, but they're not that common. So I'm surprised I've found so many of them. TS Astras. Yeah, it's a manual. Let's do reverse. And there's another, the Lancer over here. I've already had a look at it. I'll go back and have a look with the camera. These Lancers used to be everywhere. These Lancer coupes. I think CE Lancer. 4-cylinder. Burwood Mitsubishi. I wonder if that's in South Australia. I don't know. I'd assume it is. It's not in WA, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, not much. Oh, it's not burnt, which is good. I think that's a 4G63 they had. I don't know for sure. The second one of these I've seen on the trip. But yeah, not too much. It's not that interesting of a car, but it's still cool to see. These probably got pulled in from the highway and parked up at the roadhouse. I'm currently at the roadhouse. See what mileage it's got. It's digital, you can't tell. Dead bird in there. Yuck. Here is a Holden EJ ute on the side of Nullarbor near Ceduna. It's full of diffs and front take rate. One of the few old wrecks I've seen on the Nullarbor. I've basically almost finished the Nullarbor now, so this one and an XC would be the only old wrecks I found. But yeah, EH Holden, I'll get a better closer look at it. Looks like it's on top of the remains of a shed or something. Try not to die. Very rusty. Yeah, not much left, no motor left. I wonder if the diffs in the back are out of it, I don't know. But yeah, EJ Holden, sorry. Here's the remains of an old truck cab. Not sure what it is. This looks to be the chassis of it. It's got spider wheels. There's the EH over there. And over here's another one. Here's a Ford Consul ute. It's a pretty rare car. One I've never seen before in any condition. I can only tell it because it's got the badge on the grille. Not grille, hood. And it's got a really nice grille. I'm surprised no one's taken it. I guess it's pretty remote. Yeah. And not many people would be chasing parts for one of these. Yeah, it's a pretty cool car. Probably broke down years ago on the Nullarbor. This is just before Ceduna. Right next to the EH Holden. Here is a FC Holden ute. This one's a bit hidden, you can't see it from the road, so I doubt too many people have found it before. Interior. So many miles on it, I don't know. Has an old school sun visor. That's the back of it down there. Pretty cool find. So many cool wrecks on the Nullarbor. Some more wrecks on the Nullarbor. I'm not sure on this one. Could it be an old Jeep? The really interesting thing is this roof. Look at that. Slide out the rear sections. It looks Jeep or Chrysler-ish. I'm not sure. AMC. It's a really interesting car, this one. What's that say? Handsome? Studebaker. Okay, it's a Studebaker. That is really cool. I've never seen one of these before. So, it's two heads. Would have been a V8, I think. But that is a really cool car. Here we got a first generation Kingswood station wagon. Nothing spectacular about that. Column shift. Oh, twin headlight, it might be a Premier. Yeah, there's some pretty cool. That Studebaker is really cool. I want to find out what model that is. Is that sunroof? That's a really cool car. Never seen one of those before. It's got to be a really rare car too.